Hello everyone, this is Nick Demand, and we are back here once more. Today, continuing with our Tour of NORAD. Today we will be playing NORAD Mechanized, because I think it's a little bit funny. It's a little bit different than the usual stuff, because you really only get, like, lines. And tank game is a little bit funny as well, because we get, you know, probably one of the few vehicles in game that actually works well for zoning fields, like works as an ATGM carrier for its points. The M2A2 Bradley. So yeah, we're gonna get into it. Our primary goal is basically going to be to try to take control of this open field area with ATGM vehicles and a few of our M1IP Abrams, which are very durable for their price point, while leaving like a holding force over here and maybe in the trees. Some Eric's teams will do well here to knock out enemy vehicles that push up in there, and we can just screen them with some riflemen to make sure they don't just get rushed in the town. We will open up with 2 CVs. I do have a fob for M109s. I'm going to go ahead and take Hawk out to the left and go and get just a little bit of infantry to actually put in the forest in case he gets up close. Some Bradleys to help zone, some Abrams, a mortar. Actually get one of these out there as well. And got cavalry scouts with the Super Dragon, which are kind of fun. But not particularly essential. And I feel like getting like a CS and a rifleman squad and a recon team there, and a recon team there, and like another AA piece is probably the way to go. Maybe just another Stinger Bradley team should be fine. We're gonna cut that actually. We're gonna get a CS, and CS and CS. Sounds like he's got an infantry CV back there, based on the fact that we just heard him cap that. Turn the radar off on this initially, keep the mortar back, get the scout forward. I'm gonna go drop off infantry in this tree line, then push the Bradleys out to the left so we can try to get vision on this open bit of terrain.
Get out of my way.
Definitely an interesting position. We're gonna route these Bradleys over that way. Go ahead and pull this Bradley backwards. This is where I should have started with a recon heli for sure. That's actually a mistake on my part. Lack of reconnaissance is never a good thing.
Changing position. Start the end.
It's like Moto.
And first team. Versus Goliath. All
Definitely looks like Moto.
waiting new orders, sir.
Push the rifleman in there. Take the Abrams out there. Pull the CS back, so there's no reason for us to get it killed. Get a recon Bradley out that way.
At your service, sir.
It's like total overkill here with the toes.
Waiting for your orders, sir.
2 chew mats in the town.
Scouts ready, sir. Go ahead, over.
See, I should clear that up.
It always comes down to the infantryman and his right.
It's kind of unfortunate for our tanks.
What are your orders, sir? Unchecked and ready. Full inspiring position, sir.
We continue to creep up those rangers
Let the little
into a
tank
better
come
position.
up. At the ready, sir.
We get some IFVs and infantry to come cover that. Hopefully our cavalry scouts can clear that
What can the
wombat.
infantry do for you, sir?
Yes, they can. Excellent, excellent. And I think we might invest in a second CV fairly early.
Who do you want us to
KFE-25. We are
send?
not, in fact, playing against Moto.
At your service, sir. Good scout is one you don't see.
Try to pull back this before it gets popped on top of our infantry. Okay.
March for me.
Unfortunate.
Move out. Let's rock and roll.
We will get that CV.
Starting to get dangerous here.
Oop.
I hate walking.
Okay. Cannot enjoy that.
Platoon is formed and ready. Who do you want us to transport?
I'm gonna get some heavier infantry here. Okay, now we gotta pull back, because we cannot fight the Abrams there,
Need a ride?
unfortunately. And try to get that scout, this stinger, up into that building to deal with that.
Anything for us, sir? Good scout is
I'm gonna
one
lay
you
some
don't
smoke there and then allow our rangers to move up into the closest position possible there to that building.
see. The world consists of two.
That was complete overkill.
At your service, sir.
Verkening. Okay. Well, I can start getting the M109s rolling, I think.
Not my
Looks like he's got the right idea of trying to mortar out our infantry in the town.
Who do you want us to transport?
And we're similarly going to be suppressing his approach over here.
It always comes down to the infantryman and his rifle. Need some extra eyes, sir? Just give us some coordinates. Formed and ready. Need a ride? Unchecked and ready. If the enemy is in range, so are we.
Unfortunately, in range there of the ATGMs in the town, so we need to pull back a tiny bit.
Ready to move, sir.
That's also too close. And these are too valuable to be risking like that as well.
Yes, sir.
Let me move
Yes,
this
sir.
team slightly further up so I can support that a little bit better.
Follow. Get out of line.
Okay, that's definitely interesting and not something I had anticipated.
Give us some coordinates, sir.
I'm gonna cancel this. I can't actually buy a plane right here, I think, because of the risk of SAS being present. Yeah, there they are. would quite like to get an ASF up, but it's I think I kind of just need to do this, actually. Okay, he doesn't get anything of our M109s, fortunately.
At the ready. What can the infantry do for you, sir? Ready to pound them, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Air defense ready. Anything for us, sir? Speed up, driver. We're in a hurry. Someone called for a cab? You got something for me?
Okay. Got some more Canadian rifles in there. Actually, what we ought to do... So we should definitely try to clear the town there.
Who do you want us to track?
Okay, we do get the Kurnis, very nice. Unfortunately, we lose a Bradley, but not the rest of our tools, which is actually quite
Customers for
fortunate.
a taxi route. Wilco, out. Moving on that position.
It's an argument to be made that I should be bringing out the Nighthawk. I think the Thunderbolt is fine here for this scenario. I'll go pick up that vehicle. And we'll get some more supplies for our things out here.
Where do you need us,
I'll
sir?
go pick up.
Air defense ready. Sky is ours.
Okay. Yikes. Wow, okay. It's pretty good fortune for our opponents picking that up.
Bigger the better. Are you talking to me? Off your ass and on your feet. Let's move. Anything for us, sir?
This is becoming complicated. Okay, on a second pip 3 up. The aircraft game is not very pleasant right now, I must admit. Nor is the recon game. I want to say there's a very good chance these have cleared out the teams in the town. I go ahead and fire there, see if I can suppress whatever that is coming in.
Ready to
And we'll lay some
pound.
smoke there to make sure the Chumats don't just immediately pick off the CS. Once this block 15 is gone, I think I will pick up the Nighthawk.
Platoon is formed and ready.
Okay, yeah.
If the enemy is in range, so are we. Someone need a guardian angel? Missile in firing position, sir. Missile in firing position, sir. What can the infantry do for you, sir? Artillery adds dignity to what would otherwise be an ugly brawl. Trouble! Need a ride? If the enemy is in range,
Okay, I'd like to get another ranger team in this tree line. I'd like to get some tanks. And I'd like to get some infantry. And we're going to try to push this area back out.
Scout's ready, sir.
And I think with this fire support we should be fine. The Hawks should be discouraging him from using his aircraft, because that's what he's been investing into here.
Someone called for a cab?
We will, in fact, push out into the open so we can go ahead and clear that out.
Not my wound.
Luckily, good micro over here on the left allowed our Rifleman 90 to trade very, very effectively in that environment.
At your service, sir.
TOE2s do their job. Excellent.
The coordinates, sir.
M109s can hammer this region over there.
Yes, sir. At your service, sir. Not my wound.
It's possible he has recon out in this area on the left. We'll get an IFV to try to clear that back out. I think I do want to get a scout heli back up.
Need a ride? Are you talking to me? Need a ride?
We're going to wait for a moment before we push in on that second one until they have AT reloaded.
Once again, dangerous here.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Surprised he was able to push up quite that far.
Just spit it out. Someone called for a cab?
We're firing a little bit prematurely, but this should splash them and stun them.
Let's rock and roll. Yes, sir. Someone called for a cab? Good scout is one you don't see. Moving out!
We'll get this out, because I'm aware that this is beginning to look rather tempting for our opponent.
What can the infantry do for you, sir? Need a ride?
Okay, and we've committed just a little bit too far there. Coming into our Hawk range, though. Good kill.
Are you talking to me?
Lost a single TOE2 Bradley, but we can push in on that and potentially pick up our opponent's
Has an enemy
units.
chopper been spotted?
Do you want to get more of those Rifleman 90 in there? They did a fantastic job. And we're going to try to get an armored CV into Gulf, I think.
Scout is one you don't see.
That's another enemy plane accounted for. We'll turn our AA back off, get the supplies in there for them.
At the ready, sir. Customers for a taxi stop.
Go ahead and try to bomb that.
Someone called for a cab? At your service, sir.
Suppress that AA piece.
Man versus people. This is David versus Goliath all over. Need a ride?
Okay, Bradley should kill that.
Cab?
Nice.
Anything for us, sir? Adjusting on
Go
target.
ahead and pull these back a little bit.
Someone called for a cab?
Get some more forest fighting tools over there to try to clear that out.
The enemy is in range, so are we. Need a ride? Missile in firing position, sir.
Use our Abrams to suppress that.
All right,
Can you
sweetheart.
please
What are you
level?
waiting for?
Wow, okay.
Breakfast in bed?
That's ridiculous. Actually, so ridiculous.
Oliver, get out of my way. Good scout is one you don't see. Go ahead, over. That's the ready, sir. Just a minute out. Missile and firing. Just spit it out.
You know, I'm okay with our opponent continuing to hurl their aircraft into our defense network. We're gonna go ahead and bomb those Mercados with a right click. Rangers will keep them designated. We'll get the Raven out shortly. We'll go ahead and try to pick up that AA piece back there as well.
For a taxi route. Not my war.
And that's 2 AA pieces gone. Mercado's rather badly hurt as well. Definitely would prefer you not remain spotted.
Platoon is formed and ready. Someone called for a cab? At the ready, sir. Sir, yes, sir. What are your orders, sir? My pleasure. What are your orders, sir? Are you talking to me?
I'll return to shelling that back there. And I'm aware that the beginning part of this game has been a little bit rough, but I think we're still in good shape to take this down in the
Platoon
long
is
run.
formed and ready.
Our opponent has been burning a good amount of their ability to sustain this game by consistently throwing away their aircraft.
I knew you wouldn't leave us.
4 missiles now. Okay, we actually did hit that one, thank God. Chimera actually might be nice, but I think we've shot down both of his Peace Pheasants, and I'd be surprised if he had more cards given that he's playing what I believe is blue mech, actually, now that I think about it.
Platoon is formed and ready. Missile and firing position.
Get some more supplies for these. More cheap riflemen over there.
It's an honor to serve under your command. It always comes down to the infantryman and his rifle. Are you talking to me?
I think what we're gonna do...
The enemy is in range, so are we.
bomb that.
Where do you need us, sir?
Get this out. I need a Nighthawk out shortly as well.
Someone need a guardian angel?
I'll take out that Abrams.
Need a ride? Who do you want us to transfer? Trouble! Someone called for a cab? Starting to get dangerous here. Ready to move, sir. Let's fly.
Yeah, very, very minimal AA presence from our opponent. I'm gonna get some of these gunships out.
Trouble! What do you order, sir? Waiting new orders, sir.
Another Bradley over there.
What can the infantry do for you, sir? Are you talking to me?
I'm trying to splash that rear armor on that Verkening. That actually does a surprising amount of damage. We might even be able to kill that. That rear armor is really quite weak. And then the Abrams should be able to go in momentarily as well. But it looks like we need him over here.
Starting to get dangerous here.
Ah, okay, that's unfortunate.
At your service, sir.
I'm gonna right-click that Verkening. Take a gunship out that way, gunship out that way.
Ready to go.
I think I do want a Chimera or something. Actually, no, we're gonna get a Recon Bradley back here.
Not my one. Very safe. Call for a cab? Waiting new orders, sir.
Another pair of Bradleys to work that field.
Angel? Need some extra firepower?
I'm gonna put some counter battery fire down.
Back!
Actually, that's not counter battery fire. We're just trying to CV snipe there at this point.
Flying in, weapons hot. Just spit it out. Customers for a taxi route. Waiting new orders, sir.
And luckily the autocannon on this thing is of high enough quality.
Two types of people. Artillery, who do you want us to transport?
lost line of sight very last moment there. Okay, consistently, I feel like recon has been my problem this game.
Guardian Angel.
Okay, looks like he wants to call it there. I'm curious what it was that he's referring to. Well, that was a little shorter than I would have liked, but I want to take a quick look at the actual gameplay here. I was expecting more play here from our opponent. It looks like he just wanted to stop short of the town due to the Eric's teams in the building. But I mean, you can kind of get the gist of the deck here, right? Like, you're mostly fighting on open terrain using IFVs, trying to zone out your opponents. M1 IPs are not actually particularly great targets for enemy strike aircraft. He's sending out a Kurnus and a Peace Pheasant for an 80-point tank. If he does kill it, it's replaceable. I get many more of those tanks than he has aircraft. And so investing in a good air defense backbone here, right, you can see that trade goes pretty bad for our opponent, throwing away a Kurnus for... Okay. I thought he had picked one of them up, but I don't even see it in the blob there. But it's just, it's not worthwhile trades for our opponent, and that's one of the benefits about this deck. Obviously, the infantry grind isn't going to be very good by comparison. Obviously, our opponent's got Commandos 90, Sochong Su 85, but you do still get kind of that really strong American air tab. You get decent tanks, decent medium tanks, and when you're trying to punch up against tougher enemy vehicles, which you didn't really see a lot of in this game, you rely on the TOW2s from the M2A2 Bradleys, you rely on the Nighthawk, you rely on the A10, you rely on the cluster bombers, and that's sort of the gist of it. And when you do need to fight in deep forest, you can use fire support vehicles like the CEV, the Ontos, which I didn't end up using in this game, and Rifleman 90, because the 20 RPM AT are not fantastic, but they will still perform in short-range engagements when used appropriately, especially in conjunction with fire support. We'll see I have, 30 points of infantry, 20 points of transports. This is 50 points. We're going to be repelling 75, 95 points of our opponent's push here, just with that. Be careful micro when he pushes forward with his vehicles. AT is in position to take them out. And when he does engage with our infantry, we utilize our fire support in order to trade effectively. and I think is a pretty good example of the sorts of things that you want to try to be doing. And with that, I don't know that there's much else to say. The grind can be supplemented through the use of howitzers like M109s, which I think we should see brought to bear over here for 2-1. And of course, you can use them to suppress enemy points of interest, like here, where the Chumat's getting ground out. We're having a much harder time committing, and will eventually get eliminated. And you can see there's another instance of our opponent throwing away a 90-point point for an 80-point tank. Does bring sparks joy. Rear-shotting the leopard with the CEV splash. But yeah, there you go. That's pretty much the gist. And we'll call that here. Till next time, folks.